First thing to do is to put your gloves on and then pull out all the rest of the glass and put it away safely. That's if it's a downstairs window. If it's an upstairs window, make sure you're feeling up to replacing it yourself, because glass has to be put in from the outside. So climbing up a ladder in the pouring rain like we've got at the moment can be a bit too John Noakes for some people. But if you decide to do it for yourself, then off we go and pull out all that glass. Take out these little nails called glazing sprigs, and then you need an old chisel. You can use a new chisel, it'll be an old one by the time you've finished with it. And with it you scrape out all the old putty until you've got a nice clean window frame. Then we measure the window frame 8 times to be absolutely certain, left and right, bottom, top, and again, and then we subtract 1/8 of an inch so there's a bit of a clearance for the glass. Then we remember that we don't know where the nearest glass merchant is. So we look one up in the yellow pages and we ring him up and we say, can I have a piece of glass 16 7/8 of an inch by 21 inches? And he will say 3 millimetres, and you say no, 21 inches. He will say no, thick. He's not being rude, he's merely checking on the thickness of glass that you want. Ask his advice. Ask him to make you a piece 16 7/8 by 21 inches, if that's the size you want. And say, can you pick it up in 10 minutes? So, off to the glass merchants. While at the glass merchants, notice how the man cutting the glass slides his ruler under the glass and breaks the glass across it. If you or I tried this, the glass would shatter into a million fragments. But when a glass merchant does it, it makes a piece 16 7/8 of an inch by 21 inches. The important thing to remember is that the case of a tape measure is 2 inches wide. What we really wanted was a piece 18 7/8 of an inch by 23 inches. While at the glass merchants, notice how he slides his ruler underneath the glass to break it. It fits. Well done, Cinderella. You shall go to the putty. I'm sorry they keep putting those words up on the screen because you keep missing bits. I've now put all the putty in round the outside. If you find your putty is too oily, then you can rub it on a paving stone. Be careful when you're picking it up because there may be dogs around. Then you make it into sort of putty sausages and press it into place all the way round there so that we've got a nice bed of putty to put the glass in. And then pick up the glass, of course, we put our gloves back on again, otherwise it can be dangerous. Pick up the glass, place it into the putty like that and press it into place. Gently. While at the glass merchants, notice how the man slides his ruler underneath the glass to break it. When you've got the new piece of glass in place, in the new putty, you hold it in place with these little nails called glazing sprigs. Now you have to tap them in very gently, again using the side of your old chisel. Because obviously if you don't tap them in gently, if you use something like a hammer... Glass merchants, ruler, broken glass. Now we're ready for the putty on the outside. Again, sausages of putty pressed into place with the fingers. You'll find your fingers are easier to use, in fact, than a putty knife, and it saves you buying a putty knife. That's assuming you already own your own fingers. And you want to keep your fingers dry throughout this, which is pretty hard, and it's pouring with rain. If you can't remember all the details of this, they are, of course, in the Odd Job book, price 95p from all good booksellers. Now this window has entirely been done with just fingers and trimming it off using a kitchen knife, which my wife doesn't know that I've borrowed. There's no hurry over doing it because putty takes about 6 weeks to dry, so it's some time before you start painting this. Mind you, in 6 weeks there'll be very little left of this, because with all the other windows that I've done on the house, magpies have sat here on the windowsill and eaten all the putty, presumably thinking it was putty de foie gras.